Okay. Welcome to brief presentation, storage as a cloud service. In this particular presentation, I've thought we might focus on topics a little bit lower level than the usual economics and hype of cloud storage, and take a look at the underpinnings of how cloud storage get provided and what some of the pros and cons and limiting factors are based on decisions about file systems in the cloud infrastructure. Feel free to ask questions during this, either in the chat box or by just speaking up. And I'll just go through this. Hope for some interaction from everyone during the talk. Just by way of introduction, my name is Carter George. I'm a Vice President of Product at Ocarina Networks. Ocarina is a provider of file system technology, but not file systems. And so this gives us the ability to talk to lots of different file system creators and providers, get a view of what's going on in the file system world, both in the enterprise and in the cloud. And hopefully we'll be able to share some of that insight with you here. Just moving right along here, beyond the hype of clouds, what kind of technology advances are needed to build the storage cloud everybody's talking about? I would say the reality is not that sexy, not as sexy as the publicity and the hype. And one of the most fundamental things about the infrastructure of the cloud is the file system architecture, and also a term that is used interchangeably by a lot of people with file systems, but actually is quite different, is global namespace technology. So, what are the sort of key threads that tie together with file systems for people who are building clouds? I think you have file system technology that comes really from 4 different places, and right now it's all a mishmash. In the cloud, we'll see what things have what heritage is, what the pros and cons are, what the implications are going forward. Those 4 things are really, I would put them in this order: namespaces that have evolved from websites with massive scale, that evolved namespaces, often called file systems, for the web use case. We'll take a look at some of those. There's high-performance parallel file systems that mostly come from the high-performance compute world, universities, national labs, that sort of thing. There are commercial cluster file systems or distributed file systems. And finally, there's NAS protocols, which connect to any or all of these things in different ways. So how do these things come together? What's the state of play right now? Where are things